Hey guys, Ryan from Spyker Workshop, and in this video I'm going to show you how to put the light bar on the new Spyker Snowblower 2X. You can get the full kit from me, which will include everything shown here, and you can also just get the lights and wires from me, or just the printed parts and lenses if you want to, wire up your own lights. So first thing to do is, on our drill guide, this lower section shows the drills for the light bar. So I'm going to go ahead and drill all those out. So I have those drilled, and we'll be using these screws here. And these parts have a right and left. You can see that one side is flipped, or down on this side. So we want those to be standing up, like on the floor like that. And it's actually on this side. So like these holes are flat, and these holes are flat on the floor, if that makes sense. And then through the ends here, I'm going to be using these screws and running the screw in there to connect those. And there I have those screwed in like that. So you can see that end is like that, and then the other side like that. So these other parts, I'll take the smaller screws and connect these in the smaller hole up underneath here, with the screw going in the back side on both. And I have those screwed in. It should look like that and that. Forgot to mention, also put a number 2 washer on there with that screw. And then that's how this part should look. And then next, to actually connect this to the snowblower, I'm going to remove the 4 screws in the middle and then the screw on the end. And then it will be screwing right back in to those holes. Like this will be screwing in here, and then these 4 will go back here. But for the center holes, we need to use the longer screw. This was provided in the light kit, so we'll be replacing this screw with this one. Forgot to mention, we also need to put a longer screw here, which is a machine screw included in the light kit. So with it installed, it should look like this now, and on the end. And then next we're going to be putting the smaller black piece up on top of the chute, and for that we need the slightly longer number 4 side screws that come with the kit. So it should look like that after we get that installed, and from the front view. So now we can start on the wiring, and here I have it laid out. So the wire that's included, cut out a 36-inch piece, and that will be used for the big light bar. And then I unpackaged the 12-volt lights here, and you'll have a few extra lights, so we're not going to cut these yet. We'll cut them as we're installing them. But what we want to do is a section of this wire, cut it in half. Well, not in half, but I'll cut it about this long, and then cut one more about the same length. And then what we want to do is solder the wires to the lights and then join them together here. So this is how I got them ready to be soldered. I just twisted the ends together too to branch it off into both lights, and then I will connect those up. So here I have them soldered together. Make sure not to plug this in right now, because it'll cause a short, because these things are going right back to each other. Wait to plug this in until we install it and cut the end to length. So next we will work on the chute light. This is the small one that goes above the chute. And we'll use a 16-inch long wire for this, and the 5-volt LEDs. And I went ahead and cut it in half already. You cut these things just right on those little black lines, and there should be 5 lights on each one. And then we'll be doing the exact same thing that we did for the other one. So now that I have those all soldered together, and the plug on the end, now I'm going to take off the sticky tape on the back and apply these like this here. And you want the wires coming off the end where the control rod arm is, because this is where we'll be zip tying it to, right here. And then after you sticky tape these on here, we'll use the clear plastic lens, and that will just kind of snap over the top of them. And also, if you have a hard time clipping on the lens, just loosen those screws so you can get the lens to clip in between. So here you can see I have that all connected then. And I zip tied the top to the control arm. And then I zip tied it again near the servo so it's hanging down like this. So if you followed my wiring when we did the 360 chute rotation, ground will be towards the screw. So I'll plug it in like that. And then it should have enough wire to freely still elevate the chute up and down like that. Then I'd recommend just plugging it in to make sure it works. I just plugged in a battery right to the receiver. You don't even need to turn the radio on to test it. And you can see it's working. So then with the long lights, I'll be starting over here. Make sure to start on this side. And then leave a little bit of room. So start in maybe like 1/2 inch. Just so the wires aren't exposed on the end. And then I'll go ahead and put them both on, going all the way to the end. So here I applied both. And try to keep them, away from the edge. They should, if they overlap just a little bit, that's okay, as long as, you don't get too close to the terminals. And then at the end here, I cut the closest one that's still, within the printed part. And you should be left with some leftovers. So you can do whatever you want with these, like maybe put them inside the hull, just so you have some lights on the inside, or something like that. And then the next thing is to put on the light covers. Your kit will come with one extra, just in case you ever break one, but it only needs 2. So you line them up in the center, and then they'll just kind of snap fit on. And if you have a hard time getting it to snap on the end, just loosen the screw underneath here. And then I would recommend using some kind of clear tape. This will work really well even out in the snow. I would put one piece to bridge the center, and then I wrapped 3 different sections around here, around the wire in the back. So here you can see from the back side, I have the wires wrapping around, and then I taped them all the way to the middle. And then the wire comes down to the post for the 360 chute, and then I zip tied it around there. And then it goes down, zip tied to the arm twice. Went and installed a plug on the end here. This was a extension wire that's in the kit. So I cut the plug off and put it on there. And that way I had wire left over to size it, But you want maybe just a few inches coming off of there. And then I'm not going to show all the inside because all the other videos showed so much wiring detail, you guys should be able to figure it out. But you'll take this plug then and wire this, and you have plenty of extra wire left over. And this will need to get wired back to the 12-volt source coming out of that step-down converter. And then the 5-volt lights, it just takes power through the servo, so you don't have to do anything for that. And then that wraps up the whole light kit installation. And let me know any questions or comments down in the video, and thanks for watching.